Welcome back, everyone. And this is Private Will for another briefing on another American Civil War game. What else? What else am I going to do? Of course. And this time around, I wanted to concentrate on this particular game here, Longstreet Attacks, a game of the second day at Gettysburg. It's part of the American Civil War series by Revolution Games. And it's a fairly simple game. It's one of those games that we call sleeve games. There's no box. I think now they released them with boxes, but when I got this one originally, it was just sort of a booklet type of thing. And I really like these game by Revolution. They're pretty well made. And they're also not too complicated to learn. Once you get the hang of it, things flow pretty well. And they offer specific scenarios on specific battles of the American Civil War that are not always covered, but they have they're mentioned here and there and by other publishers, but they go into a bit more details in this one. This was designed by Herman Luttman, and the one I have is the second edition with the rules. Now, like I said, rules-wise, it's not a fairly complicated game. There's about 30 pages in the rule book, and most of it is devoted to the scenarios at the end. There's nothing too complicated there. Rules themselves is just about 21 pages, and the game flows usually pretty well. It has a few player aids and combat result chart and die roll modifiers here. There's 2 of them for each players. Same thing for the player aids. They're well made. Nice paper. I don't know what you call it. It's pretty solid and not easily breaking. You won't break it very easily. Now, what I really like about Revolution game, I don't have this one flat out because I didn't put the plexiglass on top. Well, not the plexiglass, but my little covering on top of it. I just left it like this for now. Usually I cover it up with transparent, but for this I just wanted to showcase the map. What I really like about this game, and Revolution games in general, it's their maps. As you can see, it's a very beautiful map. Some people, I know some gamers sometimes complain a little bit about the map. They find it a little too busy, too colorful, too much information. Personally, I really like those maps. They're very well made, and I like the details and all the information that's located on them. Now, this map is not the full map of what you would get in a typical Gettysburg game. See, Gettysburg would be somewhere in this direction here, a little off map, because this only covers July 2nd of 1863, and so the second day at the Battle of Gettysburg, and most of the action takes place in this area, in most of the scenarios, where most of the battle took place during that particular day. Now, this is not my first game specifically on July 2nd. I got a few of them actually, and there's but this is probably one that I like the most. I find all of them. I got for example, Devil's Den, made by Avalon Hill back in the 80s. I also have Flanks of Gettysburg, which is made by Compass Game. I really like Compass Games, but I don't know, this one just got it's just a little special, I find. It's got a little charm for it that I really enjoy. And now, like I said, this battle here on the July 2nd kind of took place in here, which is where you have Little Round Top and Big Round Top, along with the wheat fields and the Valley of Death here, what's called also the Devil's Den. For me, this particular battle here, this part of the battle, is interesting because I'm going to show you a counter here. I'm a big fan of, I don't know if you can see it properly here, I don't know if it focuses, of James Longstreet. Now for me, Longstreet is one of the most, I don't know if I would say underrated commander of the Civil War, but sometimes I don't think he's appreciated as much as he should be. That's my opinion anyway. I think that he's overlooked a little bit, overshadowed by other commanders. I always really like Longstreet. He's probably one of my favorite military commander, probably up there with Irvin Rommel's. That's more of my dad influence, probably. My dad was really, I don't want to say a big fan, but he was really a very big enthusiast of the tactics of Irvin Rommel's. Like I mentioned before, my dad was not an historian, but he was really, really into history, really liked to read about it and talk about it. And we've talked about this particular battle a lot over the years. Unfortunately, my dad is no longer with me. But on July 2nd, 1863, for me, I felt that maybe Longstreet argued a little too much with Lee, and he didn't want to fight, basically, on July 2nd. He wanted to sort of disengage, move around the Union Army, find a better place to set up their defenses and make the Union Army attack them instead of them attacking the Union, which was not a bad idea, considering, because the North was really set up in a good position. General Hancock of the Army of the Potomac had really scouted the ground very well, and he realized really quickly that this was, with the help of John Reynolds, that it was going to be a very good place to defend. So Longstreet argued for a good part of the July 2nd to really not make an attack here and try to convince Lee to just disengage. Unfortunately, by that time, Lee was just too much convinced that his soldiers could do anything. I think he started to believe that they were invincible and they could really beat the Union Army at any moment, at any point. So he was really, really adamant to get that done on July 2nd. And there's also a feeling sometimes that I think he wanted to end this war, if possible, on that particular day. I think he was starting to get a little tired of the war and the cost that it was creating for the country. And I think he thought it maybe that he could probably get this done on July 2nd. Now, why I kind of disagree with Longstreet here, I think that his arguments, he delayed too long to actually launch the attack against the flank of the Union Army, and that gave time to the Union to really organize themselves, take possession of the Round Top here, and really hold down the line properly. I think if maybe he would have launched his attack a little sooner, things could have been a little different. Now, that's easy to say, considering that 160 years or so has passed since that time. So obviously, you can make a lot of speculation on what if. But I think that on that particular day, Longstreet did not want to fight, and he delayed too long. But that's my opinion. I mean, you might have other way of looking at this. Now for this game, like I said, the counters are very beautiful. I really like the counters. Some people find them, again, a little too busy. I don't know if you can really see it. There's not a lot of good light right now. See this picture of Longstreet here? I don't know. I can bring it up a little bit. It's a bit dark. And also the counters for the brigades and regiments are also really, really well made. And you got the information, you got the state design on it. Some people prefer counters that are not as busy looking. I don't pretty mind. I kind of like them the way they are. I think it makes for a nice play when you're just pushing them around the map. So yeah, this is second day at Gettysburg, my Revolution game, Longstreet Attack. It's a fun game, pretty well made. I kind of enjoyed the system, and like I said, I like the look, so that kind of helped. But yep, another game by Gettysburg, on the Battle of Gettysburg. I do have a lot of those. It's one of my favorite subject, and it's on the American Civil War. Again, my favorite subject for playing those games. So there you have it. So let me know what you think. If you played this game, if you have other games by Revolution, leave a comment in the comment section below. Leave a like. That would probably help a lot for my channel. And until next time, stay safe.